All right, I'm in the weekend round of the Paradise Islands tournament. I'm in my odd account, so I'm in my practice account, and I'm going to test to see if my notes. I made weekend notes, went through and I went through all of the videos. I transferred my notes over and went through all the videos and made notes. So here's the goal. The goal going in here is minus 12 is the minimum, minus 24 is the min score. Coming into this, I came in I was like 15th in tiebreaker, somewhere in that neighborhood. And the minus 24 went down to everybody, almost everybody in this bracket. It went way down there. It was like 70th or 80th place with minus 24. So that's going to get you like a top 50, depending on where you're at in tiebreakers. So really, my goal is minus 28 with minus 30 as my max. And anything over minus 28, I think, is you're in banner range. But if you're at minus 30, that's like a winning round. I mean, you may not win in every bracket, but a lot of brackets, if you're minus 30 plus, you're in the catbird seat. So that's the goals. So let's see what we can get done. I'm going to play this. I'll play the front nine. I may break some of the videos up, and so before I upload them, but I'm going to shoot all of them, and then I may break out one so that I've got some separate videos for other down the road tournaments. All right, here we go. Hole number one. Hole number one, Koh Hong Resort. Hole number one. All right, I'm doing a max overpower hook shot. I'm doing an extra mile and a kingmaker. Here we roll. Rolling, rolling, rolling. I only have 2 bags, so I have to make sure I make the right moves. Kingmaker. How many of them do I got? I got 4. I better just buy some right now. You don't want to get out there where you think it's selected and then it makes you select them. Kingmaker. My secondary clubs. Those will all work. Okay. Let's get past the first hole. It'd be nice to get an eagle here. I'm a half a ring in the rough. I'm a half a white ring into the rough. Just right there. I need to be a half a ring into the rough. I need to like split the rough area that I'm landing in there. I need to be like right in the middle of that to give me a little bit of breathing room on the sand. A quarter of a ring is you're in the sand. And so I need to move out. I keep thinking that I need to be at the quarter and that the shot was good, but the shot actually put me in the sand. I went back and watched several videos last night in the practice round. I got the shot right. You could bring a big power 5 ball and you could get in front of that, do a max overpower shot. You may have a little bit more control depending on what club you're bringing. The problem with that shot is you need to hit it perfect. My opponent got really good, really nice, very nice. Nice. I want to say it was a nice shot because they would have rather been in the fairway. I'm balancing these out. When I'm fully extended, that rough area that's right there, I need to be about halfway out. 3/8. It's about a 2-ring pool. It's 4.2 for 2 rings. And I got every single bit of that. And that's the spot we want to be in. Crowd goes wild. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I still have some serious work to do, but I put myself in the spot. I gave myself a legitimate shot at eagle here. When you're in that situation where the ball guide is appearing and disappearing, the deal is get up closer to it and put backspin on it and don't use the topspin. because the ball guide's lying. And you may hit it, and you may get lucky, but in most cases, you're screwed. And it'll end up being short or it'll end up being long, one of the two. I'm going to split the difference on the cup. You need it perfect. Hitting it perfect. Oh, woo! Oh my God! I can't believe that I almost missed on the outside right there. That was I almost missed on the outside on the left hand side, but starting it off with the eagle. That's what I'm talking about right there. Getting the max overpower hook shot. Worked on it all week long. Found a spot. All right, hole number 2. I'm gonna split that off right there, and then I'll join them back together when I'm all done. So I'm gonna stop it right there so I can split that one off. That's the perfect execution of that shot. Okay, hold on. I'll be right back. All right. I split that one off, and then I'll connect it back together. Hole number 2. Hole number 2 is Koh Hong. Hole number 4. It's a par 3. And this one we have a serious opportunity for hole in one here. So we got a wind adjustment. I'm going to bring up my trusty SC calculator. It's 30%. All right, I'm bringing a Grizzly and a Navigator. That's the best ball that I have. That's all I need. That's it. 5 backspin, 1 per ring, 30% wind adjustment. Hopefully I go first. We'll do the wind adjustment first. We'll get the wind adjustment. I'll do the backspin, then we'll line it up. Let's figure out what our rings are. My opponent's putting on max backspin using a backbone 10. I never really liked the backbone. I never had as much success with my backbone, and I think it's the deal as some clubs play just a little different, depending on their bounces and how they run. And like the numbers might be slightly off. I always seemed like I was like that. Okay, 1.3 times. What's the number? 3.1 equals 4.03 rings. 3, 4, 5. I ended up a little short. I'm going to go 4.5 backspin. So I can get right up on it. And it's 4 rings. Hitting it perfect. Get in the hole. That's what I'm talking about. Starting it off with Eagle Eagle. Right on it. Two wins in a row. I'm going to have to split that video off. First two holes. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Ko Hong. Ko Hong on number 4. All right, I'm going to split that one off. I'll tack it on. That way I don't have to go back and cut those out. Thanks for watching. All right, we're back. I'll tack them all together. So we're on hole number 3. Starting it off with a bang. All right, it's one shot at a time. So we're on hole number 3. Hole number 3 is the Oasis, hole number 6. Oasis, first of the Oasis holes. A bounce hole. I'm bringing an extra mile and a Kingmaker. This tournament, if you're playing with upper developed, if you've got Kingmakers at your disposal, this tournament's sponsored by Kingmaker. Anytime we're taking the wind out, I mean, there's like, it's giving you the best of both worlds. It's a 3 power ball. We're taking the wind out on the drive. It's giving you a side spin. It's taking the wind out on the second shot. It's giving you 3 power on the second shot. It's doing all kinds of stuff for you. Sniper. All right, that's the deal. I'm doing a 30% wind adjustment on the drive. I'm not doing any overpower. And I got a whole bunch of notes for the shot on the inside. But right now it's one shot at a time, so it's 30% wind adjustment. It doesn't matter if I don't get into the area where those other notes work, then I'll have to scramble to get up there. So it's one shot at a time. I'm doing my drop delivery system. Doing a layup. There's too much variance when you're doing the overpower here. If you step back a little bit and look at how your bounces go, you can do the bounce, bounce, bounce. Not have to do any overpower, and you can standardize the shot a lot more. If there's a wind adjustment down there, it carries a lot more on the second bounce than the ball guide is showing. The first bounce seems about right, but the second bounce is off. Times 3.9. 5.0 should be the wind. It's about so it's 5 miles per hour, so that's about 2.5 rings. You got 2 rings great to the left. And it should just be right off into that fairway. I think that shot down there, I can hit 2 rings great to the left or the right, and it'll still end up at the top. But it only does that if you do that 30% wind adjustment. That way I don't have to do any overpower down there. For me, it's all about these second shots. So the second shot, you want to put yourself in a very consistent spot so that you're working that shot all week. And some of these holes, you have an opportunity to get closer, and some of them, you're going to shoot a long shot on this hole. You're going to be in your wood. Face the facts. The closer you can get, no, that's a nice shot. That was nice. Close. Okay, I'm doing a 15% wind adjustment. It's 4.14 rings. I want to be right at the red line. I'm going to do just a little teeny bit of terminating right at the cup. It's 4.14 rings. I just need to hit it perfect. Hitting it perfect. See if I can get in the cup. Get in the hole. It looks a little too fast. A little too fast. Close. That's a hard hole to Alvy. You can get an Alvy on it, but it's a hard hole to Alvy. It's not because it's a wood shot going in there, and it's on that hillside, so it's hard to get it. And you got to get it everything just right, including the slope. And it's been hitting a little far to the left. Probably should be like a little inside the cup, or do a bigger wind adjustment. You definitely don't want to run your topspin on this hole. Definitely want to get, there's several holes in this tournament that the green looks just like this. It's super sloped. It doesn't look like it's super sloped from any angle except for when you're up here at the green. It looks like it's like super flat, but when you're at the green, it's anything but flat. It's so sloped you can't see the slope unless you're right at it. I am not playing any of these shootouts. Not today. Today it's all about trying to get it in the hole and see if the adjustments, and I've set some stuff up on some of these holes. This is the next hole, so I don't know if I have a good shot at hole-in-one on this next hole, but I definitely have a plan. So this is the Oasis hole number 7. This is the second. We have 2 bounce holes. So if you're playing from the back tees, you may have to do the bounce. But I'm going to do a rough bump up there in the front with a sniper and a kingmaker. If there was a 4-side spin ball, I'd be using it right here. A 4-side spin ball would not be helpful on a lot of holes because you wouldn't be able to put any top or backspin on it, or just like a little. Just the more side spin you put on, the less top spin or backspin you can put on. So if you had a 4-side spin ball, it's a diminishing returns. But there's some holes like this hole, a little bit more side spin would be really helpful because you're only using just a little teeny bit of backspin. Kingmaker. I told you this tournament was sponsored by Kingmaker. All right, 20%. Let's get my calculator all ready. So I'm going to do a 20% wind adjustment times. I'm doing 1 backspin max on left-hand side spin. And I'm doing my green tick. I put a green, let's put my grid back up. I put a green tick on there, down there on my curl line, and I'm pulling to that spot. That's a little more than what I did last time, and I needed to do a little more. All right, I'm ready. Let's roll. 20% wind adjustment times, and it's 1 per ring. Do the wind adjustment, the ball adjustment, and then line it up. I go first. 3.4. It's 4.08 rings, so about 4.1. Doing the ball adjustment. It's 3.4, 4.01 rings. Puts me about 3/4 of a ring into power. Hitting it perfect. I'm not going to add any power onto it. Oh, I should have added a little bit of power onto it because that put me on that fairway area. I thought I was in the rough enough that it wouldn't have made a difference, but it did. The adjustment's like super sensitive. It might actually be more than 20%. No, that's probably about right. Now I got to recover. Now I got to shoot this rough shot coming in. That's not good. Shots like this, it'll get you back in the game. It'll get you motivated. So you make a shot like this, and then it kind of gets you back on track. You need to have tests along the way. One of my teammates, Kyle, is hitting it from that side down there, and he's had some pretty good success from the bottom. Hitting it perfect. In the hole, recovered. Woo! That's what I'm talking about right there. Lost focus for a second, was just sitting here daydreaming and ended up almost getting a freaking par on a par 3. That'd be like round ruining right there. Had to scramble. Well, I'll tell you what, that woke me up. That woke me up. Had a couple successes at the beginning and damn near dropped it. That's that type of hole. That's why I don't like that hole. And this hole right here is actually kind of starting to piss me off. I'm going to practice something when I get to this hole in this account that I'm still trying to work out on this hole, and I don't want to do it in my main account, so I'm going to practice it here. All right. Whew. Boy, that was close. Hole number 5. Oasis, hole number 8. I won't be splitting that one off. I got my grid up. Oasis, hole number 8. All right, extra mile, Kingmaker. I got these drive shots down. It's the shots going into the cup I'm still working on. It's not necessarily working on them, but those are the ones I'm still trying. Those are the ones I'm still trying to get adjustments and stuff on. And that's the bag right there. Extra mile, Kingmaker, Hornet, and mid club 1.75 per ring. I think I've only had one success on this hole this week, and I'm not doing any special wind adjustment because I done some wind adjustments and they've been off on perfect shots. When I hit perfect, it seems like it's off. There's something going on here, so I'm just like at the base number trying to still figure it out. And I have made it once here, and I made it once on a great on a great shot. But I set it up the same way on another shot, and I hit great, and it didn't go in. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on. It's going to be one of their holes. So if you're setting that shot up, why wouldn't you set yourself at least 2 rings off of any surface? That way you don't fail on the first bounce. If you fail on the second bounce and you're way down there, you got an easy shot. You're on the other side of the trees. But if you fail up here, you're screwed. My opponent got it right. Nice. Very nice. They'll like that spot. Nice shot. Nice shot. We're 2 less than top. I'm just clipping that rough. 3-9. That's about 2 rings. And I'm going to put a little bit of curl on it just to bring it back to the fairway. I need to put a little more. You know, 1 ring great to the right. All right, that'll put me in mid club. That works just fine, just fine. Crowd goes wild. Get in the hole. So my opponent's going right at it. And I think that you should have your ball guide through it because it's ending up short. So like if you're right at it where my opponent is, they're back a little farther than I am. They're doing a 2-3. And they're back a little bit farther than where I'm at. Maybe I'm up too close. Oh, nice shot. Nice shot. Yeah, I know I'm in mid club. I'm going to be back just a little farther than I normally. I'm going to come back about 4 rings. Okay, so it's 3.3 divided by 1.75. It's 1.88 rings. 1.9 rings, right in that neighborhood. Isn't it perfect? Let's see if I can get it in the hole. Let's see if I can match up. Woo! That's what I'm talking about right there. Matching up with my opponent. That's what I'm talking about. Crowd goes wild. Well played. Good game. This is what you want to play. You want to play against people that are playing like really good like this. Don't ever look at it as like playing against. I don't even know what clubs my opponent brought out right there. I'm not interested in. They played awesome with whatever they had. Excellent, excellent hole. All right, we're on hole number 6. Hole number 6. Let's see how hole number 6 goes. What is hole number 6? Hole number 6 is Koh Hong. We're back on Koh Hong Resort. We're on hole number 3. Hold on. Hey, Buster, what are you doing? What are you doing scratching at the door, dude? Okay, it's a rocket, a Kingmaker. And I'm a center tick. My secondary club is a sniper. Rock. So I'm taking my number 2 bag. Rock, sniper. And the sponsor is this tournament sponsored by Kingmaker. Paradise Islands, here we roll. Weekend round, hole number 6. We've got a par 5 here. We got a serious Alvy shot on this, and I think I've hit the Alvy on this one time this week, and this is the one I hit a great to the left. And I actually got in on a great to the left. And so I'm doing a minus 10% on the shot to the cup. That's just where I'm at. That's where I'm at in my shot. I have no idea where you're at in yours, but I'm still working the deal. I have hit one Albie on this week, but I'd really like to get one in the weekend round. It's a great tiebreaker to have because those get counted before the opening round. Ooh, whew. They were sweating it. That is way up there. 424 yards. That is way the hell up there. As much as I can get on of everything. Okay, I'm 2 rings off the transitional surface where I'm just clipping the rough. 3-4, adding on 10%, so it's going to be 3-7. And then I'm leaning to the center line. Isn't it perfect? All right, my second shot is a sniper. It's 1 per ring, minus 10% to the cup. So 0.9 times whatever the wind is at 1 per ring, 367 versus his 424. So he is way up there. Long iron range. Long iron at the bottom of the hill range. I'm in minimum club. I'm in minimum sniper. Pretty damn close to minimum sniper. If the wind's really high, I may actually run into the red line, but with that low a wind with a Kingmaker, I've got plenty of room. And they're doing a rough up on the bottom of the hill. Look at that. That is getting up there. That is an awesome shot right there. Whether that goes in or not, that's getting down in the deal. Okay, there's minimum club. So I want to be a couple rings off the transition up in the front. I'm dialing it up to the cup. And it's times 2.0. It's 1.8 rings. .8 rings. Okay, let's hit it perfect. Hitting it perfect. And I overdrew it just a little bit, taking off the 10%. So I should be taking off 15%. I'm going to change that on the back. I'm going to do a 15%. The deal there is I'm already adding wind on. So if you think about it, I'm doing a max wind adjustment at minimum club because I'm trying to stay at 1 per ring. It's easy to do that math. Club started at 1 per ring. I'm going to do it at 1 per ring, and I'll just make a wind adjustment. So where I would play my club at minimum club, it's a 50% wind adjustment. It could be argued, depending on how you do that math, that it's somewhere between a 30 and a 50% wind adjustment. And then I'm taking a little bit of that out. I will forfeit. Oh. Put myself in the right spot and didn't capitalize. All right, hole number 7. What is hole number 7? Hole number 7 is the fish hole, I believe. It's the Oasis, hole number 7. Hole number 5. All right, the fish hole. Okay, I'm practicing. I'm trying something on this hole because of the way the wind's blowing. I was doing a 20% wind adjustment. It seemed like I was right there on it. But I'm going to try a 40% wind adjustment. And then I'm going to do my club thing, so I have to do the math. Because the 20% wind adjustment seemed like it was working at the beginning of the week, but it doesn't seem like it's working anymore. Something's off. I'm taking a katana. All right, here we go. 7 backspin right off the bat. I'm doing a 40% wind adjustment. So let's figure out the wind first. And my opponent goes first. And they're hitting it from the third cut of, or from the second cut of the rough. Up at the top of the hill. You don't have to have as much stuff on your ball if you hit from the top, as far as like backspin. But you have to involve that sand as far as your wind adjustment. And everything seems like it's going to the left. That's why I'm trying a bigger wind adjustment, because the wind's blowing from the left. So 1.4 times 4.3 divided by 1.2. It's 5 rings. I'm on that side of the cup. It's 5 rings. Hitting it perfect. Let's see if I can get a shot at it. That's the graphic. Woo! That's what I'm talking about right there. That's a 40% wind adjustment. And I had on my notes 40, and it's like I could have swore it was a 40%, not a 20. Seems like it's been off when I was doing the 20, so plus 40%. That's what I'm talking about right there. Getting it done. Getting it done in my practice account. May have a shot. All right, hole number 8. What is hole number 8? Hole number 8 is Koh Hong Resort, hole number 5. And I'm going to do a max overpower hook shot here. Hold on 1 second. All right. Let my dog out for a bit. Where are we at here? We're on hole number 8. Is this hole number 8? This is Koh Hong Resort, hole number 5. And I am doing a third at the blue ring out. Doing a max overpower hook shot here. Extra mile Kingmaker. I think I finally figured it out. And I want all my secondary clubs to be good clubs, good accurate clubs. Got my usual suspects to dig me out of any trouble I get into. I'm doing 4.5 top spin. Let's open the chest. Get them rolling. I started off with a little bit of an inventory in this account, so I've got a ways to go before I run out, but you always want to build up your inventory whenever you get an opportunity to. 4.5 top spin, 6 right hand side spin. Let's check my opponent out. 12,888 games, 6,900 wins. Played in a bunch of tournaments, a lot of pro tournaments, some expert tournaments. I don't even know how many games I played. 7,593. I got 2 billion earned. I got some clubs. That money represents what tour they're playing in and what chest they're getting. So you take that, whatever their money earned was, divided by 2, divide that by how many what their wins are, and 4.5, 6. I am a third of my blue ring out. It's fully extended. 2-1. That's a ring. And I got every single bit of that. Let's see if that's on the... Nope. Hit the sand. Needed to be out just a little bit further. Need to be out half a blue ring. Not much further, but just a little. See if my opponent can get in from there. There is a bounce over from the sand. I can do a bounce off the island with my Spitfire. To get me up on the green. And I'm going to do 2.5 per ring. It takes very little maneuver here. It's 2.5 per ring, so I'm going to do, and that's adding on some, so I'm going to do a little. I'm going to do a ring. Hit it 1 ring great to the left. All right, distance is good, but trajectory was way off. I had on there originally, because I've hit that shot several times during the week, I had on there originally to do a 50% wind adjustment. So like if you're down in that area, to get you on track. So it would have been another 1. It would have been like 3.7. It would have been like a ring and a half, somewhere in that neighborhood. But I did that shot one time and I was too far forward. Was too far forward in the shot, and on the right hand side, if you hit to the right, you were actually off of that little fairway pad. That's why I'm like 2.5 rings off the front of that pad. I want to be back there. I want to be at least a couple rings off the front of that pad. All right, I will forfeit. All right, hole number 9. Hole number 9 seems... a bunch of people are having problems with hole number 9. Hole number 9 is... And I'm going to use my QB instead of my rock, because you can actually do the shot. I'm not even going to go look at this hole. I'm going to go look at it, but I'm going to pick my bag first. I'm going to take a QB. The deal here as well. The rock hits farther forward. I'm actually not, I'm hitting at about 218. And so I'm not actually getting into the power on my rock. And that means my quarterback has more topspin, so it's a better club for the job. And I'm actually lacking a little bit of where I normally end up. And I think that's because I'm using my rock and not my QB. I'm going to go QB Sniper, Kingmaker. This tournament is sponsored by Kingmaker. Paradise Islands tournament, hole number 9. Here we roll. Let's see if I can wake up. I need some coffee. Almost missed a freaking par 3 earlier on. It was like hole number 4, I think. I damn near parred that hole, and that woke me up for a few holes. I think I'm having a good round. I haven't really been paying attention. I've just been shooting one hole at a time. Not really thinking about where I'm at. But it seems like I've been doing pretty good as long as I haven't dropped any. I don't think I have. So that's plus 9. Let's see, can I get to plus 10? I can. I can get to plus 10. It gets me right up there on the top, and that's about half my blue ring out. 2 miles per hour. I'm going to put some curl in it up to that pink line. Isn't it perfect? I put that pink tick on there so that when I spin around and I come around that second bounce, it gives me some distance away from that sand. So I put 2 ticks, so you can see on my curl line down there, I got a fluorescent green one and a fluorescent purple one, or pink one. That pink one's for this hole, and the green one's for another hole, hole number 4, because I have to add a little bit of curl onto that shot. That's as close as I can get without adding curl, because we don't have 4 side spin balls. So I put that green tick on there. I went and watched some shots that I came in, and I didn't put enough curl on them, so I moved that tick out from the farthest shot that I know I've taken. All right, so I'm doing a 5% wind adjustment to the cup. So it's 1.05 times whatever the wind is. 2.4, so that means I'm doing a 2.5 ring pull. I'm right at my red line. Just a little bit of topspin. Going right at the top of the cup. 2.5. Right now, I just need to hit it perfect. Oh, and anticipation. Anticipation. I should have let it go by one more time. It started ticking, and I got my speed. My speed's almost right. It's still just a little too hot for my liking. I like to think of these as shootout holes, and so the whole deal is on shootout holes, you always want to stop. You always want to stop at the shortest distance you were from the cup. I mean, I know that sounds self-explanatory, but like, duh. But the deal is you always want to stop at that spot and not roll past it, because like when I went by the hole, I wasn't that far away from the hole, maybe 1.5 yards, 2 yards on a 2-ring grate to the right. So like, where would you end up? I was trying to gauge that speed so that if you were on trajectory, it would pop in the hole instead of pop over it. All right, I left some stuff for the back 9. All right, eagle. So I'm pretty sure I shot a nice, clean, minimum -24 round, and I'm not sure how many I picked up. I think I picked up 3. So that's -15. That's on the track that I really, really believe that we need to be on for the -30. Much time I got on this video? 39 minutes. All right, I think I can combine them all together to draw. Grab something to eat. I haven't ate all day, so I came out and played. Starting to get a little shaky. Here we roll. Let's see what I got. I really wasn't even paying attention. I literally was just playing one hole at a time and not really keeping track of where I was at. I know I started the round off really good. Damn, a minus 16. I thought it was minus 15. What the hell did I pick up? I picked up 1 and I picked up 2. 5 we're supposed to get. 5 is a par 4. I picked up 5. I got the eagle on 6. And I picked up 7. Picked up that hole in 1. I picked up 4 on the front. Wow. All right. My goal going in was anything better than 30 was like a winning round. So that's the deal. So put me on track for it. And it doesn't relieve me from any pressure on the back. That's just what I shot on the front. So I have to totally forget about anything that's happened. And I'm shooting 9 holes. I'm shooting a qualifier. It's like this tournament that's coming up. They announced the Easter 9-hole cup. I mean, that's how those are. You just have to go out there and shoot like a round. Like nothing else matters other than like what you shot on the back or the front. I mean, that's it. You can't think about it. You definitely don't want to think about like, hey, I can afford to miss a shot or here or there on the back, and I've got stuff to make it up. You absolutely don't want to think about that. I mean, that minus 16 has to be in the bank. Like I can't afford to have any drops. I can't afford to have any drops that aren't on my side of the fence. All right, that was a good round. All right, there you have it. That was the the weekend round, front 9 of the weekend round of the Paradise Islands tournament. Thanks for watching.